don't love me at all. She just want a man stock and tall. I make the same mistake every now and again. I haven't had a clue since I don't know when, but I live a good life. Yeah, I live a good life. My judgment ain't so hot, but like it or not, I live a good life.
I'm not trying to be a humbug when it comes to Valentine's Day, but sometimes the whole notion of love seems meaningless in our culture. We use the term love for everything. I feel like on Valentine's Day, I'm supposed to buy a card, a chocolate, and some flowers, and I'm good, right? Yeah, right. Love's bigger than that. It's much more important than that. I found love. It wasn't that difficult. I found it where I always find it, in the places you least suspect. Well, mostly. Oh yeah, this is realistic. Hunky guy, beautiful girl on the cover. Yeah, fall in love, little drama, live happily ever after. It's a novel idea, and it's really taking charge at the Thurston Book Exchange. People love romance novels. Maybe it's escape, who knows? Maybe I should try it. I don't know.
I have about 70,000 books in here, and romance is probably about half. You got the, you know.
Oh yeah.
There's always the.
I should probably try one of those. Huh?
Put it in the basket.
My basket. That's.
So what else do I need to, if I'm going to start, exploring this new thing?
You need to come up to the urban fantasy section, and they keep shrinking. There were 3 bookcases, then there's 2, now there's 1.5 left because the section is being taken over by vampires that are.
So
if you have a sexy vampire, you've got a bestseller.
Really?
Or zombies, or.
Zombies can be sexy?
Zombies, yeah.
Sex and the Single Ghost. Oh, boo. Go ahead, make my afterlife.
You need that one.
You wanted me. You couldn't very well deny it. She still wanted him. His knuckles grazed down her bare arm.
There's, the romantic suspense, the urban fantasy is what.
Identity as the wolf shifter. Smart, sexy, and stubborn.
Series romances, the Christian romance, historical romance. Callister is really good too.
Oh, is this the one?
That's the one.
Yeah, here we go. See? This could teach me to be just the guy I need to be. He may be undead, but only one woman gets his heart racing.
Put it in your basket. You gotta try it because you're starting to make fun of them again, Rick. We don't make fun of romances.
No, we can't make fun of romance books.
There's just not much there that's not pretty sexy anymore. They're not like the old Harlequins used to be. Okay, this one, read that. They usually do get together. If they don't get together at the end of the book, there's another book. Because they will get together. Or it's going to have a good ending. You know that the hero's going to get the girl. You know they're going to be happy, and they're not struggling with life as much as we have to.
And when we lifted her chin, sometimes we don't get what we want.
People who would not be caught dead with a romance in their hand will pick up a Nora Roberts and love it and come back for more of them. Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover, or the reader by what they're reading.
Colin can't believe the doctor he's been assigned to work with on the Night Butcher murder investigation. The one person who can expose his true identity.
So one day I'm walking down this street and I'm thinking about the Love Show. That's the one you're watching. And I needed a woman in her late 30s who's never been married, who wants a relationship but can't find the right guy. All of a sudden, this woman comes walking out of this store. We talk, she agrees. Here's her story.
38-year-old Marlika O'Connell thinks a lot about commitment, relationships, and getting married.
I've never been married, never had a kid.
She's an artist, a teacher, and is working on a children's book.
I'm not tired, I'm just frustrated.
Why?
Because
She's frustrated with men who she says won't make a commitment.
I don't really want them to help, I want them to just be a real man.
A real man who will love, honor, and cherish her for who she is.
I basically want a guy to just reciprocate what I do for them and just love them as much as I love them, and be there as much as I do what I do for them, and just, you know, just make it a joint relationship that actually is a good, really healthy relationship that leads to
marriage. She wants a guy who is not afraid of marriage.
they're not looking for those things at all, and they're not really possibly ever going to say yes to those things.
So what's that like? Because what do you want out of life?
I basically want a guy in the 1920s that would be willing to do all of the above and get married. And I would like to marry someone. I've dated a bunch of people, and it's just like, to me, I'm kind of sick of dating, and I want to just like run to the altar. I find it just frustrating. I mean, I guess you could say I'm kind of lonely, but
I heard you calling my name.
love is, to me, is someone that's honest, that's loyal, that's always there whenever you need them, and that's really like supports you, listens to you, and wholeheartedly like understands you. I see every relationship as a huge possibility of ending in that happy place of marriage and kids and all that good stuff. And I just think that, I mean, when my mom passed away, she's like, well, yeah, I guess we're probably not going to get married and not gonna have kids. It's, yeah, it's just like, that's crazy nuts. It's like, who knows?
Politics can be the death of a relationship. It's hard to stick together when the public is pelting you with insults and criticism. The couple you're about to meet is always named one of Eugene's most powerful political couples, and they managed to stick together for more than 40 years.
Before I knew David, he had been in the Peace Corps in Iran, and I had been in the Peace Corps in Ethiopia, and a woman who served with him is the one that I got to know in New Orleans. When I went out to California, she introduced me to David.
So there you have it. That's how Eugene Mayor Kitty Piercy met her husband, David. Together in this part of the state, they're a politically powerful pair.
Special thing. I feel really lucky, because I'll tell you, this job is so tough sometimes that if you didn't have somebody in your corner, if you had to go home every day and worry about how your partner was going to feel about it, it would be even harder.
The Peace Corps provides a foundation for this couple, a view of life that connects them at the core.
Shared experience also gives us a very shared way of looking at the world together. Think of ourselves as part of a world community, and that has stayed with us all our lives. And we have adopted kids, and we have a kid that comes from another country. And I mean, it's just our whole life kind of comes out of that, and it's.
Seeing them together around town is pretty normal.
I think that's part of the love thing. You want to be together, you want to hang out, and that's part of it.
When we're doing something like we're working on trying to reinvigorate downtown, David and I cruise downtown a lot to check out what's going and how it's going and what's the new thing and all of that.
So we asked Kitty and David, what is love?
Love is when you know that somebody else cares about you as much as they care about themselves. And love is kind of when you know someone's got your back all the time.
How much does love matter in politics?
It's a source of great strength for all of us when we have someone in our lives who cares deeply about us and has faith and confidence in what we can do and loves going through life with us. That's a really special. We're very fortunate that we happen to upon each other, I guess. And it's been very good. And I don't know, probably not that many people after 40-some years who would make those statements. So I feel very, very, very fortunate that we just happen to find each other in this world and be so helpful and good to each other. It's a good thing.
Around Valentine's Day, one of the hottest gift items is fancy little underwear and garments and things like that. And it's all fun and dandy and everything, but what we're looking for is love, real love, lasting love, the kind you remember.
Well, we met through work. We actually were friends before we started dating, and then we started dating and dated for 5 years and then got married. At times been, turbulent, but at other times it's been absolutely wonderful, and we have the best relationship. I can't ever imagine not being with him. We laugh a lot, we cry together, we confide in each other, we have confidence in each other, we communicate. I mean, there's just the bond. I just know him. I know what he does, and I know what he thinks, and trust to me is just unending love and knowing that whatever happens, he will be there. He's got your back. We love each other, we'll stay together, and this is what we want for the future, and that there's nothing that will get in the way, that everything that happens around us, we can work through. Because sometimes you can't control the situations that happen to you. Our relationship, it's always been a 50-50 thing. And so if they're not willing to meet you at least halfway, then maybe that's not the relationship that you should be in, because you can't always give and give and give and give, and they can't always take and take and take, because it ends up being devastating. It ends up breaking you down, and you no longer have your own, you're no longer your person, you become whatever they want you to become. You know, because if I did everything for him, then I morph into him, or if he did everything for me, he morphs into me, and you lose your identity. And I think that we both have kept our identity pretty well. We both enjoy doing what we like to do, and yet we have come together, and sometimes I join him, sometimes he joins me. Sit down where there's no interruptions and then just talk, because maybe it won't turn out for the best, but at least when you come away from a one-on-one conversation where you've let it all out, you have a better understanding of where both of you stand. And communication is key. Love's not about fixing. Love is about enjoyment. Love is about compassion. Love is about walking into that door and coming in from work and having that person there that puts his arms around you and says, I love you, I missed you today, how was your day? Love is not perfect, but love can be enjoyable, and it shouldn't hurt, and it's a great thing, and I wouldn't change it.
I think that would be, my biggest words of wisdom. I would love for my son to learn to love unconditionally. That it's okay to talk about your feelings. I don't want him to feel like, he's a man and he can't. I want him to know that, that's what we want. We want to know what's going on. I want him to know that it's okay to show affection and to, show compassion and to be caring and to be honest. It's okay to be angry and upset, but it's not okay to act out in anger. It's never okay to hit. I hope by, the way I'm able to raise him that he's going to continue to treat the women in his life the way he treats me, because that's huge. If I can get that accomplished, I've done well. I've always heard that a man that treats his mother with love and respect is, the man you want to find. So I'd love my son to be that man.
That is so good, Nick. How do you do it? You don't want to...
I love talking with kids because they're so honest. They know a lot about love, you just have to ask them. We were recently at Hamlin Middle School in Springfield and met a young man that just amazed us. Watch. I cannot fully explain love, but I can tell you this. Love, pure love, is most easily found in innocence.
Love is an unwavering attempt and belief in oneself that you can do anything you can desire to do, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Love mesmerizes us when wisdom comes in such a small package.
All people have the desire to be happy. And I guess I'm one of those people who takes that word happy to the next level.
Love is more than words.
I tell them not only through my words, but through my actions.
Jameson is not a normal 13-year-old boy. He stands out, not because of his wheelchair, but because he's not afraid to love.
How am I not normal? Well, thank you. And I'm probably sitting across from the second most abnormal guy.
So we asked Jameson, how do you show love?
A hug, I love you. Simple things like that get you through the day. And as a future father, I can tell you right now, I'm gonna love my kid better than any other father on the planet.
Jameson, I don't doubt that at all.
True love is also acceptance. Love should make you uncomfortable, at least I think it should. It should make you open your eyes to people who are different than you are. I like that about love. Love doesn't see any color, sees no shape, no size, no hierarchy. Love's just about listening.
I'm Rick Dancer. This is Nick Casa. That means the house. Can you guys say the house? The house! That's right. This is Lisa. Say hi, Lisa. We are with Look Me in the Eye. People like that.
Something amazing happens when you give people the opportunity to see others in a new light.
That people with disabilities have a voice, that I have a purpose, that I have a reason to do this. And I've been screaming that for many years, and I finally am getting people to hear me.
They shouldn't be judging you on the outside. They should look at you on the inside and say, oh, this person is just as smart as I am.
It's a wonderful campaign. I think it's a voice for them that hasn't been there. It's a voice for the voiceless.
When we get into schools, you really see kids open up and start talking about different challenges they may have, whether it's a learning disability or just being a little bit different.
In elementary school, I got bullied a lot.
Why do we pick on each other? I'm looking for answers.
We had no idea that we would be in the stratosphere in such a short period of time. People have just taken to this message because it's so easy to grasp.
An eye is something that helps you reach in and connect to someone that you otherwise would pass by.
What I see happening for our clients is that they're discovering power in their community that they haven't previously experienced. When they're acknowledged, it just brings forth a whole part of themselves that they may not have even seen before.
It's a great program. Look it up. Be inspired by what you see there.
Because human connection is really important for everyone, not just people with disabilities, but human connection makes us motivated to keep waking up in the morning.
My sister has a disability.
Cecilia Kramer, a junior at South Eugene High School, heard about Look Me in the Eye and got an idea.
I got to know the kids in the life skills classroom, and they're great kids, and it was a ton of fun, and I really wanted my friends to have the opportunity to be friends with them.
So she started a Look Me in the Eye club at South Eugene.
We play basketball together, we just talk about what it means to include people, and it's just a really great environment. I thought it would be really important because I know a lot of people who may not have as many friends because of, whatever, family problems, all sorts of things, and if we could have a place where everybody's just sort of included and nobody cares, then it makes our school more tight-knit.
But the Look Me in the Eye campaign has really given people the opportunity to go out on that limb of discomfort and do things that you normally wouldn't do, but the message is, it's okay. Ask me a question.
It allows them to have an expression of value and a recognition for themselves that they, in many other respects, are not experiencing.
I think it's really easy to see someone with a disability and just dismiss that and just kind of walk on by. But when you think about it and really make an effort to make that contact and look them in the eye, it makes a huge impact.
Lisa, who's an artist, who writes, who paints, who does all these amazing things. And you would never know it if you didn't listen to her story, look her in the eye, and take time to get to know her.
We're gonna shock you, we're gonna amaze you, we're gonna do everything you told us we can't do.
There we go, all right.
The house!
Thank you. I really feel like I'm part of something that can honestly be felt. If we keep going to schools and keep making it bigger and bigger, it can be felt all around the world, and it can make change happen. Because to me, that's how I see looking in the eye. It's an opportunity to make change.
You are an inspiration.
Thank
Change
you.
the world right there. See you later, Randy. Yes. See ya.
Love is also about death. I don't like that about love. When you give your heart to someone else, there should be some kind of a rule that says no one has to leave the relationship first. But they're about to meet, and took their vows and said, "Till death do us part," and unfortunately, that's about to happen. Laura Mason Caldwell's doctors said she has just a few months to live. She had breast cancer that has now gone into a brain tumor. She agreed to talk with us. Here's her story.
Since the diagnosis, I've had chemo and radiation and surgery a couple of different times. So I had a bilateral mastectomy and then reconstruction surgery.
You can understand why Laura Mason Caldwell is so tired of fighting cancer. She says now she's ready to really live.
I don't have to fight in that way anymore. I can just live and grab a hold of what I can when I can and absorb everything I can while I'm here and absorb the people that I love and be with the ones that I love. It's just that there's freedom of just, I can just do what I want, I can eat what I want, I can love who I want. I've even today just have written a letter to a woman that I've had trouble with in the past 15 years, and I just wrote her a letter and just said, I want you to know I love you and I'm sorry if I've caused you any heartache, and there's just things like that that I wanted to be able to not miss. So I'm doing that. It's just one of those things you have to take every minute and say, I may never see you again. I mean, it's true for all of us. I may never see you again. I need to make this moment with you and tell you how much I love you, how much I care about you, and I need to show kindness to you. Oh, it's a huge gift because you can just really be real with people. Not worry about what they think or the things that are socially not acceptable or that feel awkward. Just to lean into that and press into that and just go, I don't really care if this is acceptable or not, but I just want you to know that I love you. I love that. He's brought fun and laughter into my life, and I think with that is also his fierce stubbornness, which I won't miss.
What is love? It's teamwork. It's a commitment.
Now you're going to have to do it by yourself. I'm sorry. But I think that's what love is to me, is that he never said, I'm leaving. Things got hard. It was always just, we're in this together. No matter how far it goes, we're in this together. And I don't have that impression about leaving a legacy for myself. I don't have that drive. I think the only time I feel like I want that to happen is with my children, that they would know who I was, that they would know what I stood for.
And your grandchildren.
And my grandchildren. That they would know that I was who I was. That's important to me, because I think I'm pretty awesome. Last couple of weeks, just that we're going to talk about everything.
We're going to talk about her
dying.
dying.
We're going to talk about me dying. We're going to laugh about me dying.
What's going to be about when she's gone?
We talk a lot about how that's going to be for him and for the children, and we talk about it because in my mind, if you don't talk about it, they're like shadows that come out of the corners, and they envelop the room, and I think only by talking about it does it drive all those shadows out. And I'm gonna miss all of them getting married. I'm gonna probably miss their college graduations, and all of those big monumental things I'm just not gonna be here for. We're doing some practical things, or we're trying to do some things that will kind of leave my footprint on some of that stuff. They'll have a letter or a video or something from me, so that they'll be able to show it to their grandkids or whatever.
It's going to be completely different. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I'll get through it. You know, as Mason keeps reminding me, he said, we're going to get through this, Dad, because we have a lot of love for each other.
You know, I've said from the very beginning, I want to do this well.
I don't know what it
I don't know what it'll look like. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the strength to do it, but whatever. And I knew if I was going to do it well, it had to be with a lot of people around me. But I just want to do it well. I want God to be glorified in me. I want people to see Him in me. And to me, that means taking care of myself and loving other people and being kind and just trying to, I don't know, be honest.
We want to thank our sponsors, the Edwin K. Bed and Breakfast located in Old Town Florence, and just down the street, the Bridgewater Ocean Fresh Fish House. Also, Women's Space, working to end the violence.
It's like going back in time. I mean, this is like the lower 48 was 100 years ago.
From the wilderness in Alaska to a garage in downtown Eugene, Rick Dancer Media Services is all about telling your story to your customer. With dollars so tight, people want to buy from folks they trust, from people they know, and they need to know your story in order to do that. With over 25 years experience in the news business and writing awards, we know how to narrate and voice over and really tell your story, not just put sound bites together. rickdancer.com or rickdancer.tv, and you can take a look at some of our product. Or you can just email me, rick@rickdancer.com, and we'll talk with you about pricing, different packages we put together, and what we can offer. Come on, what are you waiting for? It's time for us to tell your story.
Tell me when. Politics can be the death of a relationship. I mean, can you imagine trying to run a campaign with people insulting you and spitting at you and bitching at you and yelling at you, and how people yell at you during a campaign? I mean, you want to take a bam, bam, that's what you want to do, but you can't. Wayne, I have a question for you. It has to do with love. Wayne, you ever feel like that? Try to ask somebody a question, a politician, and they won't answer? Wayne, nah.